What's up? This is Dr. Chris Collier at Elite Chiropractic and Performance. So this video for the tee to green golf performance is called a Stork Turn. Extremely common exercise, been done, you see it just about everywhere with golf fitness or golf warm-ups. So I love this exercise. It's simple to do. Anybody can do it. And there's a lot of reasons that it's helpful. For one, it gets you to activate your hip and stabilize it, which is important obviously in the golf swing. Number two, and probably the most important reason, is it helps you disassociate your hips and your pelvis from your spine. So we see this a lot with amateur golfers that don't play a lot or they're new to the game. When they want to swing the club, everything is a block. And so they look really rigid. They're probably actually at a higher risk of an injury because of that rigidity. So we want to be able to rotate the pelvis, not the spine, or rotate the spine, not the pelvis. So that in the golf swing, as you take the backswing, the pelvis kind of does its thing, the thoracic spine does its thing. And the sequencing isn't exactly the same, which is why we got to be able to disassociate the two. The third reason for this is it's an awesome warm-up on the tee box. So you don't really need any equipment. You can do it right there on the spot, and it helps get you ready to play your round. So what you're going to do is I'm going to work my left hip here. So first thing with every exercise, as you've seen with different videos, is that we've got to have good alignment, good setup, good posture. If not, to me, the exercise is useless. So we start with the foot. We want a good tripod activation of the foot. We want your knee in line with the foot and then in line with the hip. So you should be able to take that club, put it right on top of the foot here, and have your knee right in the middle and your hip right in the middle. Other points here that I think is so underlooked or not really considered a lot is what your pelvis does. So if you're doing a single leg exercise and if you feel like you see your pelvis hike in different directions, you're not stabilizing. So we want if you're wearing a belt, we want it perfectly parallel with the ground. And then from there, I hip hinge a little bit. So I hip hinge enough to kind of mimic what my golf stance, my golf posture would look like. So from there, I get all that activated. I got my hip going here, and then I just start rotating my upper back. And for the leg that's hanging, you can do whatever with it. You can kind of just tuck it behind your knee here, and then I just rotate. Let's say you have trouble balancing for whatever reason. You can just put that club down there. And same thing, rotate around. Let's go ahead and switch sides here, foot activated, get a little bend in the knee, little bend in the hip, and then rotate. So one thing I do like to challenge myself on is I try to get as much rotation in my thoracic spine as I can. So the heel of the club here, the nozzle here, is pointing towards the ground, and then as I follow through, the club head, trying to point it towards the ground. So once you start warming up a little bit, you're going slow and controlled to start. Then you can speed it up to get a little bit more power that's a little bit more applicable to the golf swing itself. So I get in the position here, go slow and controlled a little bit, and then I start to work speed. So what we don't want is, the hip, the whole lower extremity kind of deviating. This thing should be like a pole stuck in the ground, not moving. All the movement should come from your thoracic spine. So go ahead and give this routine a try. Definitely do it before you go out and play. It's called the Stork Turn. If you have any questions, let us know. If not, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.